Hey, how you doing? Trader Joe's. I had this video up yesterday about this knife, and I just got some more information on it. I got it from AliExpress. It was $18.08 for this knife. It's incredible, the detail and quality of it for that price. I mean, I'm not sure if it still exists because when I went to go look at it again, it says unavailable, but I don't know. I'm going to put a screenshot of the item description. It says that the steel for the blade is 5CR13MOV, and it says it's G10 handle scales, and on this side, and then this side it just says steel, so it's not titanium. So despite that, though, 5CR13MOV is it's a pretty good quality steel. This thing is quite sharp, I'm sure it's as sharp as any other high quality knife. Now it's very nice thick stock, the blade, you can see that. I mean, it's got, appears to be those bronze phosphor washers in there, you can see. And I'm doing this in a standard quality video. The video I had yesterday was like the live stream type of video. So you can see that it's that type of chunky handle with a slight concealed carry type of curvature to it. So it's not squared off like the Lego version of this knife from Strider. Now this is not a Strider. It's a clone, even though it says Strider on there. And I do have some issues that I'd like to talk about. This is clearly a copy of a Strider, and they even go so far as to put the Boss or Bose heat treat symbol on there, and the Strider symbol, logo, whatever. They write USA on there. Now it's neither USA made, and it's not a Strider knife, and it was not heat treated by Boss or Bose, whatever the guy's name is. So they're completely ripping them off, and that's not really fair, But the manufacturing of this is so nice. I got to give them props for being able to produce something of such high quality, and perfect fit and finish. Every aspect of it. There's no sharp, jagged edges. There's no like flashing, that you'd sometimes see on a cheapo knife. I mean, this is $18. Like, you probably couldn't even buy the damn pocket clip for $18. I mean, but just to have the steel, to have it ground that sharp, to have this compound added in there. I don't know if they call it a monster grind or whatever they call it. It's basically just it's almost like a gigantic serration. Purpose of that, it's to make it like a little bit more aggressive of a cut as opposed to just a standard straight bevel, But it's an interesting thing to look at. I like seeing that. And I mean, the centering is absolutely perfect. I mean, if you didn't know any better and somebody came up to you and said, "Yeah, want to buy this Strider for $100?" You'd probably be like, "Hell yeah," and you wouldn't even think twice about it, and you'd probably carry it and use it and not even be aware that it's a complete copy of something. But like, if they have the capability to create something of this beauty, precision, and this fit, finish, and the quality of materials, the G10 alone is valuable. Steel. I mean, I've not obviously spent a lot of time cutting anything. In fact, I've not cut anything at all with this, other than just running my finger along the edge, and I didn't feel any imperfections or anything. But the thing about this is that it's if they can make something this nice, like why can't they produce their own items under their own brand, make their own style, instead of like taking somebody else's idea and copying it to the point that you're even putting the logo of a heat treating company on there. Like why not just make your own stuff and compete against a company like Strider? You could probably do this, and somebody would buy this if it looked different. It didn't look like a Strider, but it was like your own brand. You know, you can call it Chung Wing, whatever you want to call it. I'm sure people would, if once they saw it and they had it in hand and used it, you know, the word would spread, and then people would buy the products from them. You know, but you know, this is I'm in America, you know, and in America, you know, we have a shortage of, you know, we don't have like there's jobs everywhere, and you know, the guy that spent his time to design this, like in Strider, or the the Bose heat treating company or whatever, must have spent a certain amount of time determining what steel qualities achieve its perfect hardness and strength and durability and whatever through certain cycles of heating and cooling and quenching and all that, whatever the stuff they do. You know, like that took them time to do that, to perfect that. And then, you know, you go and you create something that looks exactly like it and doesn't have any of that stuff in it, but you put their logos on it. You know, you're essentially fooling somebody, trying to fool somebody. But then, if you're going to try to fool somebody, why not trying to sell it for like $100? Why sell it for $18? You know, that's like, you know, it doesn't make sense. Like it's, you know, you could do better. If you know, I mean, if you were this good to make this, you could make your own stuff and compete, and you'd probably beat them easily. But instead, you go and you just copy it, you know, and like I don't understand the purpose of that unless your goal is to try to put Strider out of business. And if you put these companies out of business, then your purpose of your business is to manufacture copies of things, you're going to hurt yourself in the end, because if Strider goes out of business, then you have nothing to copy against, you know. So, but instead of even going that route, why not just make your own stuff? You know, make a different design, you know, and then just call it your own, and then compete that way. I mean, if you want to manufacture stuff and you want to make stuff, just make it, but don't put that name on it. Don't put that logo or that logo. I mean, it's basically two companies there. You're kind of gypping or ripping off, you know, by making it. But that said, this is still a beautiful item. It's still a very nice thing to have. I mean, I would have definitely paid more than $18 for this. I probably would have paid, I wouldn't have any hesitation paying $50, $60, $70 for this. You know, I probably would even pay $100. So you're kind of dumb for not just making it your own thing, you know? So, I don't know. But aside from that, let's talk about the knife. Right? It's got really nice symmetry to it. There's no issues with the perfection of the grind, like where it meets the you can see where it meets the end of the blade there, the end of the sharpening choil there. I mean, it's sharp all the way up to the edge, both sides. I'm trying to see if I can get this to focus a little better on it. All right, so I mean, it's got a nice satin finish to it. You know, like there's no dull spots or anything. Sometimes, you know, because it gets a little thickened over here. Sometimes when I see a company does, or you know, when someone sharpens a knife, like this little point here gets dull. But they manage to do it. So, you know, they have good skills. And yesterday's video, I referred to these as standoffs, and they're not standoffs. They're thumb studs. But they also act You see that they have these. I mean, they went even so far as to copy the mating surfaces. You see these little half circles in there, these indents. That's to accommodate touching into the thumb stud. So like when the thumb stud is touching the handle scale and the frame, it's acting as a blade stop to keep the blade from overextending backward. You know, if it wasn't there, you know, you'd have some rock up and down on the blade. So they did a good job with that. I mean, you can see the machining is really nice. You know, you see those little swirl patterns on there and stuff like that. I mean, all in all, this thing is really, really nice. I mean, look at the hardware. You know, the back ends of these the mating surfaces where the screws would go into. I mean, I have not put this through any hard use, obviously, or any use at all, really. So this is an overview. But I could tell by just the feel of it. There's no wiggle. I mean, this thing is a tank. And I have no doubt that if I use this, I mean, unless there's something wrong with these the threads on these fasteners on here, I don't foresee any issue with why this wouldn't hold up for, you know, basically a lifetime of use. And for 18 to 20 bucks or so, this was $18.08, free shipping, and I got it like in a week. Unbelievable. Like I mean, I feel like I scored big time by getting this, but then I also feel like I'm screwing people over, you know. But that'll pass, you know, because I got something cool, and I've always wanted this. L. Marshall has the same type of or similar type of design on a knife blade that he has, and he shows it in his Instagram posts. And I've always liked it. I thought it was very interesting looking, and now that I have it, I can see, you know, that the way that acts as a like a gigantic serration. You know, so as you're cutting into a material, it'll hit, and then it's got to go over that little hump, so that acts as a little bit of a material breakage point. So it helps to cut a little better than if it was just a straight, you know, single bevel. So really nice. So if you take a look on AliExpress, yeah, I didn't even search out Strider knives. I happened to search for I typed in EDC folding knife or something like that, and this came up. I mean, with 10 million others, but as you're going through, you'll just see the pictures. And I'm going to try to insert a picture of what the you know, their advertisement looked like on AliExpress, or item description, so you can get an idea if you're looking for something like that. But they have, you know, it doesn't have you know, the only thing is it doesn't say what company made this, so I can't even go and tell you, all right, this was made by XYZ company as a copy of a Strider. You know, I mean, so they're screwing themselves, because they could be getting more customers to buy their particular products if they're in competition with other rip-off companies that make clones. So can't help you there, guys, whoever made this. But as far as you guys in the knife community, you know, this is not a bad option if you were looking for, you know, a sharp object to keep in your pocket. Interesting to look at. It feels nice in the hand. No hot spots. I'm sure this would serve you well. So that being said, gotta go. And thanks for watching, and have a good day. Take it easy.